Here are the best characters, keepsakes, and second awakenings ranked on a tier list as of January 2024, so let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to check out my other tier list videos, which will all be available in a playlist down below, as I will only be going into the 3 new characters that have been added within the last couple of months, being Carnage Kabuto, King, and metalbat. Now before I go through these new characters, I just wanted to address some minor changes on this tier list. So ranks C to A aren't ranked in any particular order, however all the S ranks are. So with the actual S rank here, I'm going to put Watchdog Man a bit above, just behind RMG, as he has been used a lot as a support character from many high-end players, especially in PvP. However, that's only the case if he is invested into his 5p, otherwise not many people really have that and he's not really overly too strong. But he's still quite useful without it for PvE and in 3T game mode, so that's why I'm going to place him just under RMG. And with the SS ranked characters, they'll all remain as the same rank, nothing really changed too much about them, but I did want to address that Boris is still very strong, as he can make your team extremely tanky and deal tons of damage from his minions, but that requires a lot of investment and only the top players can achieve that. If he's majorly invested into, then he can do some damage against Carnage for that sense. Otherwise, he's not really as strong as the characters I'm about to go through, so he won't be ranked above the 3 that I'm about to go through, as Boris does get counted by each of them in their own way. So starting off with the new SSS tier, which I have added now, as everyone in this tier is substantially better than those below, and this will be the max tier forever now, but I'm going to make it 3 S's. So first off, we're going to put Carnage up here, who definitely belongs in the top tier. He's just really good for PvP and PvE. If you haven't seen already, his damage reflect is insane no matter what. It reflects on bosses, it reflexes on enemies' teams, it reflects on anyone, it's great. But also his ultimate damage is just extremely useful, especially if you get him fast and he's able to launch that extra 2 follow-ups. So you basically use his ultimate 3 times, where his damage scaling from his max HP is a huge benefit, because HP is so much easier to scale up than compared to attack, which is why Boris needs heavy investment, same with Child Emperor, to get their attack high. Whereas Carnage Kabuto doesn't need too much into the HP, as HP just scales way better than attack. So Carnage is extremely strong in every aspect of the game right now. PvP, definitely. PvE, definitely as well. Mirage Trials, it's so useful with him. Epic Conquest Challenge, everything. He's just a substantial character. He definitely belongs in the top tier and will last here as for quite a while, as he was definitely going to be one of your 2 main grapplers for the time Gargantupe's core does come out. Now next up, we do have King, who was released right after. I'm also going to put him in the SSS tier. He is basically the brand new speedster that is PvP dominant, so he does outspeed Sonic users. Now that's only if you do have King to 5 stars. If you don't, then Sonic, either just Sonic or Sonic 5p, should be able to outspeed King, unless King is awakened too, then you might have problems there, because speed growth does scale differently. It actually scales a lot higher in terms of speed than like speed bonuses from Gears. It's actually quite unique. But yeah, so King is now the dominant speedster and is going to be for months until Flashy Flash comes out. So he's gonna definitely belong in this rank, because he is just too fast, and his ultimate being able to seal the energy like Watchdog Man, that was annoying, and now it's even more annoying with King. As well as that, his drones, to top it off, it is insane how tanky they are. They keep King alive for a lot longer, which will allow King to use his ultimate every turn, and it will seal that energy, which is really annoying in PvP. So King overall is a very good character. He is a whale character, so people got him through the Awakened Wheel, which is unfortunate, but you can't doubt that he is still extremely strong in any team at the moment. He's basically your main Esper, or will be one of your main Espers when Gargantupe's Core comes out as well, so he's going to remain in this tier for a very long time. And last but not least, we have metalbat, which I'm going to also put on the top tier, but I'm going to place him in front of everyone. So if you haven't seen already, you probably have in the game, he's absolutely dominant in both PvP and PvE. He absolutely dominates Carnage Kabuto most of the time. If you do have a strong beefy Carnage, like 15 million HP or whatnot, then well, metalbat might not be able to do stuff, but majority of metalbats are able to counter every unit in the game due to metalbat being able to revive up to 3 or even 4 times if awakened 2. He's just insane because the battle does not end, so even when you think you've killed him, he's going to revive 2 or 3 more times and dish out that damage when he revives. It's absolutely insane. In PvP, especially in like Club Wars, this is basically, we're in the Genos era, where if you remember ssr Genos, where everyone was using him and he would one-shot everyone and it was so annoying. Well, currently we're basically in that era for a brief amount of time before Gary Ganship's Corp comes out. But right now he's just dominating, especially having with his Keepsake and Second Awakening. He's absolutely insane. And for PvE, like Conqueror's Challenge, Epic Conqueror Challenge, and even Mirage Trials especially, he is an absolute carry in Mirage Trials. I managed to max out all of my Mirage Trials. So he is a phenomenal character, and in PvE, he's going to be the strongest character for an extremely long time, even when like 6 or 7 newer ssrplus units do come out in the future. So as of right now, he's absolutely dominant in both PvE and PvP. His follow-ups are absolutely insane, and he just dishes out tons of damage for both PvP and PvE, so he definitely belongs as the strongest unit currently of this game as of January. So this is basically the character's tier list as of January 2024, and the points that I did want to address, I guess, in terms of all of them countering Boris, basically the drones counter Boris only because, one, those drones will damage share to King, and King doesn't die, so he keeps using his ult, which is another thing. His ult will seal energy, and Boris isn't really prioritized as one of the first units to use his ult, so he won't be able to ult, which makes him basically useless. He's just a support, but he'll get dished out anyways. Carnage Kabuto, if Boris uses his ult on Carnage, the damage reflex, and then Boris will die. And metalbat, well, even if you kill metalbat, he's going to revive and one-shot you straight away from that revive alone. So basically, these characters are all super strong against Boris, so that's why these three are in a league of their own and why they have their own tier entirely. Now I'll also be going through their keepsakes, where again I have added another new tier just to differentiate the absolute insanity of these keepsakes, where firstly I'll go through Carnage, and he definitely is again one of the top keepsakes to get, because him with Keepsake will allow him to heal up to 35% of his max HP, so that is absolutely insane for his survivability, as you think if Carnage is tanky enough and survives, he can even survive for much longer now, especially when he does his follow-ups, and he can be able to heal. So this is absolutely insane, and especially with the Keepsake, you're allowed to unlock his 5p Awakening, and being able to unlock his 5p Awakening where you reflect 60% of damage taken instead of 50 and you reflect it onto everyone, that is absolutely insane. You find it extremely helpful in PvP and PvE. I have been finding it extremely valuable, and he is insane with his 5p. So his Keepsake is definitely one of the higher end keepsakes out there, and he is definitely a strong character with it. Now next up we have King's Keepsake, which I will have to put as well in the top tier. Now I was thinking of maybe putting in the S tier, but this Keepsake does allow him to seal 3 energy, which like Watchdog Man, it's really insane at the moment because of the energy we get at the start of battle, where you get 6, where sealing 3 will reduce that to 3 energy at the start of battle, which you can only use an ultimate once instead of twice. So it's extremely strong, and being able to get his 5p will basically make you outspeed anyone and everything. So his Keepsake is definitely mandatory for PvP. It makes him extremely strong only because of the speed, and outspeeding your opponents is still the PvP meta, and I guess it will be forever really. So it is strong for the time being, so it definitely belongs in this top tier. Now finally we have metalbat's Keepsake, which once again definitely putting it at the top, because this Keepsake is just insane. Being able to deal an extra follow-up, so now you do 3 follow-ups and then 1 main attack, so you'll be able to hit 4 times with his ultimate. It is extremely strong. He does a lot more damage with the percentage increase from his Keepsake, and you're able to heal about to 48% of HP if you hit 4 targets, so it keeps him alive for a bit longer. But that Keepsake is very strong, especially in PvE. You can dish out tons of damage. I've seen damage values which is absolutely insane in resist invasion and whatnot, and especially in Hero X Villain, because of metalbat's Keepsake, many people have been able to fully complete the current status of, or the current stages available at the Hero X Villain game mode. So it is absolutely insane. It makes him strong. Without it, he's not overly too strong. So the Keepsake is one of the main reasons why metalbat is strong. And the other reason is his second awakening, which I will go on after. But his Keepsake is definitely extremely strong. So if you can get it, you will love it for good. It is insane in every aspect of the game. So these are the current standings of the Keepsakes as of January. And finally, I'll go through the second awakenings of each ssrplus character. So now this is where things get very interesting and is going to be very controversial from my end. So you can comment all you want in the comments down below. So Carnage, which I'm going to put first, I am ranking it in the B tier. Now, you might say, what the hell are you doing? Like, he gets, what, increased max HP even greater to about 130% or 120% of his max HP. And he gets that revive, like, it's a second revive, he can live twice. Well, with the current status of metalbat at the moment, it basically renders him useless, that second revive, because that revive does not do anything. Like, it will not keep the battle going. It is not the same as, we'll say, metalbat's specialized revive, where if metalbat does die, then the battle does not end. But with Carnage, it ends, just like Bakuzan. So I view this Carnage awakening, second awakening, as pretty useless and not worth getting. It does make him stronger, so you can get more HP, especially with the increase in HP growth. But Carnage's revive is basically useless. It's okay if you're going up against a metalbat with just Awaken 1, but if you're going up against a Awaken 2 metalbat, it is completely useless, as when metalbat revives, then Carnage revives, metalbat will be able to dish 3 hits onto Carnage if Carnage is one of the only few characters remaining, and that's going to kill off Carnage straight away. And even with that damage reflect, it doesn't affect metalbat from round 3 onwards, because due to the extra damage immunity, because damage reflect does count as extra damage. But that can be increased from the second round if metalbat is 5-star, and even from the very beginning of the entire match from metalbat's 5p. So realistically, this awakening isn't too strong as it seems. It just increases your HP, which is good and all. Definitely not stronger than Boris's second awakening. Boris's second awakening makes your team, your entire team, extremely tanky. So this awakening 2 is much better than Carnage's. And in terms of being ranked behind Child Emperor, I'll actually put Child Emperor's back a bit, only because the dogs aren't extremely powerful when talking about all these other characters. So I will put at least Carnage in the top of B tier, but it's definitely not as powerful as Boris's second awakening. Next up, we have King, which I will put in the S tier. No, I'll put him in the A tier. Now, the reason why I'm going to put him in the A tier is because the second drone, I mean, it isn't too bad. It gives him the extra damage sharing as well, so that's basically doubled like Boris, but it's to himself. And then those drones are quite annoying, especially with the, well, it's basically minion damage. If you have multiple minions, it's just insane. If you have King's attack really high, but the main priority with King is speed. Now, second awakening does allow you to unlock his extra second level speed growth, which is great. It makes your characters extremely fast, and it allows you to outspeed basically any Sonic user, because Sonic does not have the speed growth because he's not ssrplus character. ssrplus characters will always be faster than every other type of rarity. But I am going to put it in the A tier because this second awakening over here is insanely different. It's on a completely another level, and I'm going to save the S tier for an insane just realm of bloody mechanics. But King's second awakening is definitely very strong. If you did get it, it is very good because he allows you to outspeed anyone, because the speed meta is currently game breaking. But it is not as game breaking as the next second awakening, which we're going to go through metalbat, which is definitely belonging in the S tier, because being able to revive 4 times with 3 hits per revive, just from revives alone you get 12 hits, where if you just had it with Awaken 1 you only get 3 hits due to 1 hit every revive, which he revives up to 3 times. So this mechanic here is insanely powerful and insanely good in both PvP, PvE, and PvB, just everything entirely. PvP, if you're going up against a Carnage, Awaken 2 one-shots that Carnage most of the time, unless Carnage is extremely like tanky. but basically all the time he's going to kill that Carnage. And in PvE, in Mirage Trials or in Epic Conqueror's Challenge, being able to hit multiple enemies as you revive and being able to do that 4 times is absolutely insane. You get that extra damage from just doing nothing, just letting your metalbat die. It is insane. And PvB, so bosses, it is extremely powerful in game modes such as Club Boss Boris and Resist Invasion. It is absolutely insane. They just allow for more constant damage if you are dying with your metalbat, which for the lower end players, if you are dying, that extra damage, it's just free damage. Like, why would you say no to that? So this mechanic is absolutely game breaking at the moment, and it's going to stay relevant in PvE at least for an extremely long time. And we're just going to have to wait until the next couple of months when Gargantup does come out, because that's going to change things quite a bit. But as of right now in January, with the current units we have, metalbats is definitely game breaking. And we are in the metalbat era where basically it's like SSR Genos. It is hard. It is impossible, really, to fight a metalbat if you don't have a metalbat yourself in PvP. So this definitely belongs in the S tier. And these are my second awakenings for every SSR Plus character we have currently as of January. So feel free to comment down below if you do agree or disagree with my picks, because that is going to be quite intriguing, because this might trigger you. But this is how I personally feel, and this is how I firmly believe to be the right rankings. And that wraps up the current rankings as of January 2024. I'd love to give shout outs to all of my amazing YouTube members, so special thanks to my X tier members being Gamma, Blackshot, Shinobu BK, Skies, and Creighton, my Y tier members being Dragon, Jared, and EQ, and my Z tier members being Zelion, Dove, Freddy, Great Leader, God K, Joseph, Wow You Can Really Dance, Aesop, Solenia, UV, Sly Rider, Piper, Low Hanging Fruit, and Peppermang. Thank you all very much for the increasing amount of support, as you guys are massive contributors in making this type of content possible, and I am going to do my best to dish out as much content as I can for you guys with my ongoing busy schedules. So anyways, that's all for today. Feel free to comment down below if you have anything from this video that you agree or disagree with, or if you have some hot takes yourself that you want to put in the comments down below, because that will be quite intriguing to see and I will read them all. Or if you have any questions that you want answered, and I'll happily answer them. And I will catch you all next time.